You don't build muscle in the gym. You destroy it there. The actual building happens later, while you're sitting at your desk, while you're sleeping, while you're doing absolutely nothing. And most people are completely failing that part. They train hard, then sabotage the next 48 hours and wonder why they still look the same. So let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body when you train. Because once you understand this, your entire approach to fitness changes. When you lift a weight or do a pull-up, your brain sends a signal. Motor neurons fire, muscle fibers contract. And when the load is heavy enough, your body recruits larger, more powerful muscle fibers, the ones with the highest growth potential. Most people understand that part, but this is where things get misunderstood. When a muscle fiber is under tension, especially while it's lengthening, it physically deforms. That tension triggers a molecular signal called mTOR, and mTOR tells your body, start building new muscle protein. That's hypertrophy. That's muscle growth. Not damage, not soreness. Tension, a 2025 review from McMaster University, one of the top sports science institutions in the world, confirmed something huge. Your muscles do not need to be torn apart to grow. They simply need enough mechanical tension, which means the soreness you've been chasing. That's mostly inflammation and cleanup, not growth. Marathon runners can barely walk after a race. Their legs are destroyed for a week. They don't come back with bodybuilder quads, because soreness is not the signal. Tension is, and where this gets even worse for you specifically, is frequency. Here's what most people don't know. Muscle protein synthesis, the actual building process, peaks roughly 24 hours after training. By around 48 hours, it's mostly back to baseline. Construction finished, window closed, so if you train back on Monday and don't touch it again until next Monday, your muscles spent maybe 2 days growing and 5 days doing absolutely nothing. That soreness you still feel on Thursday, that's cleanup. The builders already left 2 days ago. This is why training a muscle twice a week works so much better than once. You're doubling the amount of time your body spends actively building muscle. Now let's talk about the most wasted part of almost every rep you do, the lowering phase, the eccentric. Your muscles can handle around 40% more force lowering a weight than lifting it. That means the descent of a pull-up, the lowering part of a push-up, the way down in a squat. That's where the highest tension happens. That's where growth signals get hit hardest. And what do most people do? Drop fast, rush the lowering, bounce into the next rep. They treat the eccentric like it's just the space between repetitions. Meanwhile, that was the most valuable part of the movement. Slow it down. 3 seconds minimum on the lowering phase. One change, massive difference. Now here's the part nobody wants to hear. One bad night of sleep can reduce muscle protein synthesis by around 18%. One night, not a month, not a year, one. A single week of sleeping, 5 hours per night, can lower testosterone levels by 10 to 15%. That's the kind of decline you'd normally expect from aging almost a decade. And there was a study where 2 groups followed the exact same diet. Same calories, same deficit, same workouts. The only difference, sleep. The sleep-deprived group lost 60% more muscle and 55% less fat. Same effort, different recovery. Completely different results. So while you've been obsessing over your workout split, tracking every gram of carbs, buying supplements you probably don't need, you're scrolling on your phone until 1 a.m. and sleeping 5 hours. That's the bottleneck. Sleep is not recovery. Sleep is growth. Now let's talk about protein. Because your body can send all the growth signals in the world. But if there are no raw materials available, nothing gets built. MTOR says, build muscle. Protein provides the bricks. No bricks, no building. Simple. The problem is most people have absolutely no clue how much protein they're actually eating. Research consistently shows people massively underestimate their calorie intake. Sometimes by up to 50%. You think you're eating enough protein. You probably aren't. And even if your training is perfect, your muscles can't grow without materials. Now combine all of this together. Progressive overload, mechanical tension, slow eccentrics, protein, sleep. That's the formula. Not random soreness, not sweating more, not doing 100 sloppy reps. Your bodyweight workouts still need progression, harder variations, weighted vests, slower tempo, more tension over time. If your workouts never become harder, your body never has a reason to change. And this is the part most people completely miss. Your muscles finished most of their rebuilding around hour 48, but your soreness might not even peak until day 3. So people think, I'm still sore, I shouldn't train. Meanwhile, the growth process already ended yesterday. Your body doesn't grow because it hurts. It grows because you loaded it properly, fed it correctly, slept enough, and stayed out of the way. That's the real game. Not the workout itself, the 48 hours after it. And most people ruin those 48 hours completely. That's why they train hard for years and still look almost exactly the same. Now you know why.